Hey guys, Jason here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I got a book haul for you, and it's a doozy. I got a lot of books in the last few months since whenever I did my last book haul video was. Yeah, went a little crazy. Went to a lot of Goodwills, a lot of bookstores. I went to a couple half price books, and yeah, I found a lot of good stuff, so we'll just get right into it here. First here, I got the Book of the Ancestor trilogy. I've actually found these at a little free library, and that was awesome, so I got all three of them. So I'm going to read those. Next was a nice little Goodwill find. I found the entire Farseer trilogy by Robin Hobb. Which is pretty sweet, all three of them. So I really want to read those as well. Next, I got books 2 through 6 of The Wheel of Time, and I already had book 1, so I'm planning on starting that here pretty soon. And I've got a pretty good chunk of the series already on my shelf, so I should be ready to just plow through that. Next up here, I found a whole bunch of these at Goodwill. There's a bunch of the old Ian Fleming James Bond books, which is pretty sweet. I love these old, like, super old vintage paperbacks. I think they're really cool. So I always am on the lookout for things like that. In addition to those James Bond books, I also found a ton of Doc Savage books, like a whole million of them. This is half the stack, and they're just, I don't know. Again, these are just so cool. These, like, old vintage paperbacks are sweet, and I haven't read any of these, but I definitely want to because the covers look awesome. So I got like a big stack, and then here's the rest of the stack. So like I said, I found a ton of these, and they were cheap, and so I just picked up all of them. And yeah, I've got a whole bunch. So Doc Savage. If anyone's read any of these, please let me know what you think. I've heard mixed things about them, but I don't know. I want to give them a try. Alright, next I got some science fiction stuff. Well, I got 2 copies of The Chrysalids by John Wyndham, which is pretty sweet. They were like $2 each, so I just picked them both up so I could have a reader copy. And then I also got 2 copies of Day of the Triffids by John Wyndham. Again, they were really cheap, so I just got both copies. I found a couple of the Flash Gordon books, book 2 and book 4. I already have book 1, so now I'm just on the lookout for book 3, and then I'll have, I don't know how many, I think there's like 6 in the series, and then I also found a copy of Shadow of the Torturer and The Citadel of the Autarch. I need to get the other, there's a couple other books of this series that I don't have, but this one was sweet because I already have a copy of Shadow of the Torturer, but my copy is pretty beat up, and I found this for like $3, and it's in really good condition. So this is going to be my actual copy, and then that other one's going to be my reader copy. And I think I paid like $20 for the other one. Like, I was so excited when I saw this for how cheap it was. It was awesome. All right, and then I also got the Riverworld series. I got like 4 of them. I think this is the entire series, other than To Your Scattered Bodies Go, which I already have a copy of, and I want to get started on. That. I'm not sure what order they go in. All right, next I got a whole bunch of science fiction books that I'm, eventually going to get to. But we got Pandora's Star by Peter F. Hamilton, Rendezvous with Rama by Arthur C. Clarke, Childhood's End by Arthur C. Clarke, and Anathem by Neil Stevenson. And then I also found a bunch of the Revelation Space books. So Revelation Space, Chasm City, and The Prefect, which I think actually has a different, like, it's still in print, but it's under a different name. So this was kind of cool to find, actually, in this edition. All right, and then I got some more Goodwill books. Found The Count of Monte Cristo, which I've been meaning to read for a while. It's one of those classics that I've never gotten around to. Of Mice and Men. This was neat. It's very short, so I'll probably read that pretty quick, but I just finished East of Eden, and I loved it, so I want to read more Steinbeck. And then Less Than Zero by Bret Easton Ellis. I don't know anything about this book. I read American Psycho, and I love that book, so I want to read some more of his stuff. This one's a nonfiction, Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. I don't really know much about it. I just heard it's like really, really great and weird. And then I got Weave World by Clive Barker. The only Clive Barker I've read is his Books of Blood. And I've heard this is more like a fantasy novel, so yeah, I'm interested in that one. So I was at Goodwill, and I found this book, this copy of Gone South by Robert McCammon, and I was like, oh, I don't think I have that book, so I bought it. And then I got home and found out that I did have one. A copy, a paperback copy, exact same edition, sitting on my shelf. So now I've got two. And then a couple days later, went to a different Goodwill, and I found a hardback of it. So now I've got 3 copies of that book. I'll probably just give one of the paperbacks to like a little free library or something. Alrighty, and then the last little stack I got here is a bunch of horror novels. This one is called The Skin Trade. It's a bunch of short stories by Stephen King, Dan Simmons, and George R.R. Martin. I don't know. I just picked this up. It was like $1, and I don't know. I think I've read a couple of the Stephen King ones are published in Nightmares and Dreamscapes, but I haven't read any of the other stuff. This next one's really cool. It's Manhunter by Thomas Harris, which is actually Red Dragon, but this is like the movie tie-in, and they published it under the name of the movie that came out that was based on the book. Which I just thought was kind of cool. It's just a cool edition of that book to have, but it's the exact same book as Red Dragon. This one I just thought looked awesome. It's very vintage, old paperback horror novel, The Seeding. Then I got Clive Barker, another Clive Barker, The Inhuman Condition. This is one of the Books of Blood. American one had a different title. I think this is number 5, Books of Blood 5. Got a couple Ray Garton books. This one is Seductions. This was his first novel, and it's kind of a rare one. So when I found that at the local bookstore, I picked that up. And then this one's cool. It's Ravenous. This is his like werewolf novel, I think. And this one's neat because it's signed by him, so that's kind of cool. Next one is Exquisite Corpse by Poppy Z. Bright. I just really want to read this book. I bought this one new, actually, off Amazon. And then my last one, the last book, is Tender is the Flesh by Augustina Bastarrica. I just read this and reviewed it, and it was really, really good. So you can check that out. Yeah, so that was all the books I got. It was a lot. Yeah, I went a little crazy the last couple months book buying and going to all the Goodwills and stuff. But anyway, let me know if you've read any of those or if you have any suggestions on where to start on that big pile, because there's a lot of books there. But yeah, that's all I got today. Thanks for watching. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.